Isaiah 55, 8 through 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Lately, the Lord has really been convicting me of making him small when I try to make his plans and purposes conform to mine. God, I want this to be done this way, in the exact way that I want it. But these verses in Isaiah really put into perspective for me how big our God is. He is filled with a perfect wisdom we do not possess. He's got the whole world in the palm of his hands. He knows what's best for us, and he will choose to disclose parts of himself to us in the ways that he so chooses if we are listening to the promptings of his voice. A couple days ago, I found myself frustrated because the Lord wasn't answering certain questions that I had in the ways that I wanted him to. It sounds silly, but I actually wish that God could speak in a real speaking voice to me in that moment. And then shortly after that, I read a few sentences in A.W. Tozer's The Knowledge of the Holy, where Tozer talks about God's infinite wisdom and says, "Is it not enough that God is God?" Isaiah complements this by writing in Isaiah 9, "My ways are higher than your ways." He goes on to say that the Lord has perfect wisdom. I mean, what amazing, comforting truth that is, folks, to know that God has perfect wisdom. It means we don't have to have everything figured out. It means we don't have to have all the answers. His perspective is not limited like ours. He loves us so much. He loves you, his beloved child. He loves you. With reflective moments like these, I challenge you to think of certain attributes of our God that really magnify for you how big he is. My prayer for you is that the Lord would magnify himself before you. When we humble ourselves and we actively choose to follow his will for our lives, we are choosing to trust him. Whether or not he decides to answer certain questions or prayers that we have in the timings or ways that we want simply does not matter. Knowing that God is God through faith is enough, and that brings such a beautiful peace.